All right, guys, what's up? Good to see y'all. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes behind today, just kind of a crazy day, and literally just ran back in to the office here. So hit me in the chat, in that little feed there. We should be good to go. Loud and clear, says Dan B. All right, thank you much. Good to see you guys today. All right. So if you're not already in our private Facebook group, it's a free group. You'll see it scrolling near the bottom of your screen, probably. Yeah. All right. Who's on here? We got Michael. Roz is here. Dan, Jared, Jose, Edward, Giovanni in California. How to Hardscape. Facebook user, Carinia. Hopefully I said that right. Kayo, Facebook user. All right. Appreciate you guys being here today. Chase is here. Roz is texting me saying I'm clear. All right, we're good. Okay. Spend a few minutes here today with you, answer some questions. If you got one, put it in there. How did your January go? Did you just a yes or no? Did you hit your sales goal? And if you didn't have a sales goal, then it's a no. Karina. Okay, cool. Thank you. Chase said no. We got Facebook user said no. Let's see. Spencer is a no. Facebook user's a no. Uh-oh. Karina's a no. Elevation's a no. Giovanni's a yes. Way too many no's. Okay. Sheldon did better than last January, so that's good. Good. Guys, everything is sales. Okay. Everything. And nothing happens without you ringing the cash register. And I will tell you right now, if you are not hitting your sales goals, it's 100% on you. Okay. That's why one of the reasons the fight exists. One of our strengths is helping you move the needle in sales. I will tell you that in our Battleground program, the people that get in, they're committed, they show up, they do the work, they follow the map, they make more money, they hit their sales goals. Tony, the question was, did you hit your sales goal in January? And if you did not have a sales goal, then it's a no. Guys, there's really no excuse not to hit our sales goal. Okay. So anyway, all right, let me scroll back up and start tackling some of these questions. Michael Hayes, what's up? The quote was 23, 3.7. And there's coaching for 3K, and that's rather daunting. I'm lost for words and unsure. I'm not going to cut into my down payment. I have no idea what you're talking about, Michael. I really have no clue. So please rephrase the question, because I don't know what any of that means. Remember, I rode the short bus, man. You got to spell things out for me. I'm happy to answer a question that I understand. Maybe it's just me. Maybe somebody understands what he's asking and wants to put it in a way that I can understand it. I will come back to that if you rephrase it. Questions. I'm scrolling. Top line, read the book. Thanks, man. Appreciate you picking up the book. Glad you liked it. Got another book coming. And it's going to be on sales. It's going to be a sales book. It's going to be called Sell Unafraid. And we're going to break down the sales system that we coach. And so that's going to be a good read. It's coming out later this year. What's up, Joe, Sheldon, a bunch of what's up. Just scrolling, looking for question marks. Let's see. What's the easiest thing? How to hardscape? What's the easiest thing we can do to improve our sales cycle that will move the needle? 100%. It is connecting with another human being. When you learn how to connect, and contract your project around what they see as value, you will move the needle. Remember, buyers are in different phases of the buying process. There's people that are thinking about it, like just kind of doing some research. There's people that are shopping around just to kind of get a sense for what something might cost. And then you have people that are really ready to move on the project right now. So it really depends how to hardscape on where they're at in that buying process. So if they're just kind of thinking about a project, you want to have content out there that is moving them closer to a decision through content and education. People that are shopping around, you can have conversations with them and just give them broad numbers of what a project like they want to do is going to cost. And then the people that are ready to move the needle, that's where most people, by the way, is where most businesses go wrong, is they try to just market to the people that are ready right now. Well, if you took, I want you to all think of a name. You don't have to type it in here, but your ideal client, what's their name? What's his or her first name? If you could clone that ideal client over and over and over. So for me, back in the day, it was a woman named Julie. In your area, there are 100 Julies, okay? And let's just break it down with 10 because I have 10 fingers. Out of every 10 Julies, only 3, actually it's less than that because it's out of 100, it's 3%, okay? So it's less than 1. So basically, for every 100 Julies, there's only 3 that are ready to move right now. And most contractors, most business owners are putting all their marketing trying to chase the same 3 people. This is why we talk about content so much. So, to answer your question, you need to learn how to continually fill your funnel, build your pipeline with prospects, and then you have conversations with them about how to how to connect with them and really understand their value. And when you do that, the right people will pull the trigger, sign the contract, give you a deposit, and get on the schedule. So remember, there's nothing you can do to make people buy. You cannot make somebody buy when you want them to buy. So for those people that are in your pipeline that aren't ready right now, you still need to nurture them and build relationship and continue to show value and prove value so that when they're ready to pull the trigger, they remember you. So, the easiest thing you could do to improve your sales cycle is learn how to sell and get sales training. So, hey, and we happen to do sales training in Battleground. So, let's see. Let me scroll here a little more. Somebody got insured. Good job. Got to protect yourself. This is Billy. Do you focus on Google for sales or? Well, it depends. Depends where your ideal client is, Billy. Of course, everybody should have a website that is found in any search engine for those keywords that people are actually searching for. So you want to show up in there, and it's part of building your brand. But you got to figure out where your ideal clients are, what your marketing strategy is going to be, and then what tactics you are going to implement to get more eyeballs on your business. So do you focus on Google for sales? Google, or our website, is the hub of everything, but then there's a lot of other strategies, tactics that are out there. Tyler, should I do QuickBooks or hire an accountant? Hire a bookkeeper. Hire a bookkeeper. Do not do your own books. You will fuck them up. Okay. Ask me how I know. So, generally, a smaller business, Tyler, I don't know what your revenue is, but you should have a CPA, that does your taxes and that you could have a conversation with a couple times a year, just make sure things are going good. But for the day-to-day stuff, hire a bookkeeper so that you can focus your time on selling and building your brand, training your team, recruiting, all those other things. It's kind of like, I don't know what Tyler does off the top of my head here, but let's just say he's in landscaping. I don't know. Or remodeling kitchens. What do you guys think every time a customer says, I'm going to do it myself? You think to yourself, at some level, you're going to screw it up. You're going to make this harder than it needs to be. Well, guys, it's no different with doing your own books or building your own website. Hire somebody who is a pro. Don't waste your money or your time doing your own shit. You do what you do best. Ants, what's your opinion of Harbor Freight tools? I have zero opinion. I don't care about tools. I don't care about the craft. I care about it in the sense that you guys got to figure out how to deliver the best product or service to your clients with other tools that means, right? So I have no opinion on anything like that. Row Construction, good to see you. I sub out a lot of work as a GC. I have a couple guys who are full-time carpenters, but subs. I want to keep them busy, but can't always guarantee a week. What would you do? I would make sure that they are true subs, meaning they have their own insurance. They are marketing to get work on their own outside of you, because that's what a true sub is, you guys. If you're feeling the pressure to keep them busy all the time, then they're not a true sub. They're really a glorified employee. At this, you're calling them a sub because you're 1099ing them, but they're not really a sub. Depending on the state you're in, that can come bite you later. What would I do? I would build the shit out of my brand, get more eyeballs. I would spend 90% of my time, meeting people, shaking hands, creating content, joining networking groups, and making sure I know how to sell at the right prices that are going to move the business forward. Chase. Had a job walk with a potential client, and it turned out she is the estimator for her company. How would you handle this? I have a job walk with a potential client. I would handle it just like I handle any other sales call. Doesn't matter what their role in life is. I could give two shits. All right. You should have your own sales process, and everyone, even your grandmother, goes through that sales process. Okay. That's where a lot of guys get into trouble. We start making exceptions and, oh my God, she's an estimator for a company, so she's going to nitpick and all that. No, you go in there with confidence in your numbers, sell unafraid, and deliver a great experience. Facebook user started going hard on posting on Instagram and Facebook. How do I turn social media into leads? Just keep posting. Yeah, don't post something that nobody gives a shit about. You want to create engagement. So for instance, you guys will probably see, if you're in our private Facebook group, the free group, it's our non-members, mostly non-members, over like 13,000 people in it. From time to time, once or twice a week, I will go in and I will take a screenshot of one of our Battleground members and something nice they had to say about the program. I'll black out their name and I'll post it in that group. I might tell a little story. Hey, this guy came to us. He had this issue. This is how we resolved it. This is how we're helping him. DM me if you would like to talk about doing this in your business too. Well, you can do that in your social posts. If you're doing a post, like if I'm painting and, you take a testimonial, you block out their name, put it on your personal profile and your business page and your Instagram, and talk about it. Give them a call to act. That's what's called a call to action. You want them to do something. Or you could do a simple post like, hey, non-contractor friends, share in the comments below what you hate about working with contractors. And you just get some feedback. And now they're engaging with your post, which means they're more likely to see your other shit. Okay. But how to turn social media into leads? You can't be boring. You got to be different. You got to add value, make their life easier, meet a need, give a tip, and establish yourself as the expert in what you do. Sheldon. All right, let me take a breath. I bet came out of the gate hard here. Okay. What's up, Abbott? Good to see you. How do we build rapport with a client over the phone when talking to them for the first time, when meeting with you in person for the first time? Any one-liners? No, there's no one-liner, man. There is no script. It is connection, is learning how to, it's having empathy. Okay. It's seeking to understand. It's being curious. It's asking open-ended questions and letting them talk and then peeling it back more and more and more. That's how you build rapport. Okay. Certainly there's smiling and being likable and stuff, but it's not like, hey, I noticed you have a fish on the wall. I like fishing too. That is not rapport. Okay. Rapport is they feel understood. They feel heard. They don't feel like they're being talked to. Okay. And again, guys, I'm not going to apologize for this. But what I want to say is damn near every question that you guys have asked about sales here, we fix for you. We help you learn how to fix those problems inside a Battleground. And the lesson here for you is you have to be your own biggest fan. All right. I'm my own biggest fan when it comes to Battleground. I am the biggest fan in the world of Battleground because I know the lives we're changing. You know, Anthony is in here. Anthony Abbott, if you guys see him in the feed, he's one of our new coaches in the fight. And Anthony went from $300,000 a year and losing money. And in 1 year, he went to 2.7 million, I think somewhere in there, at a 50% gross profit as a general contractor, subcontracting everything out. And then last year in 2022, he did 3.4 million. Okay. He did it by following the map. Okay. Trusting the process. So all these sales questions, Sean has a question about what's a common red flag of a tire kicker. All these things are answered when you learn how to have a conversation with somebody that is about them. Most of the sales conversations you guys are having right now, if you haven't been trained in this, it's about you. It's about getting the job. It's about look how much experience we have and look at our high quality work and we're amazing. All right. So how to hardscape, go to the contractor fight, get into Battleground. Seriously. Like I'm just telling you right now, it's $19 a day. It's the cheapest fucking thing in the world. Highest value. You can bring up to 4 of your teammates into the group. We teach you confidence in your numbers, how to sell like a badass, and how to get more eyeballs. And it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. And that's how you have these big wins. Okay. Edwin, not a question. Shake your hand someday. Have a conversation with you on the 16th or 17th this month in Alexandria. Oh, cool. You're going to be at the Stain and Seal event. Yeah, I'm going to be speaking there on that Thursday, whatever day of the week that is. I don't know if that's, I think it's the 16th. I don't know. 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, whatever Thursday is, 16th through the 17th. I speak. Look forward to meeting you. As a handyman, should I offer warranties? Can't hurt. I mean, if I'm having anything done in my house and something goes wrong with the work you did, I would fully expect some sort of labor warranty. And I expect somebody to stand behind the work. And the other thing here is how important it is to your clients, right? I can't see any home services business, any contractor not giving some sort of a warranty. For painting, we gave a 1-year labor warranty because anything that was going to go wrong with the paint that was based on our labor always failed within the first year of full seasons. Okay. I'm not into like, and then our manufacturers had, like Ben Moore and Sherwin-Williams might have a 20-25 year warranty on the product. And so we had great relationships with our vendors. So if it was after that time period and they reached out to us and something's peeling, I'd get my paint rep involved and they usually reimbursed us the labor to fix the thing. So, but yeah, I think you should offer some sort of warranty, but it doesn't have to be crazy, you guys. Don't get into these mega year warranties. One of my competitors years ago gave a 10-year warranty. He was out of business in 3 years. Okay. So that did nothing for people. Gene Marlowe, what's up, my friend? You guys want to ever talk to a badass down in Oak Ridge, Tennessee? Gene is your man. What are some of the things you do to measure the results of your team to make sure you get the results needed for the future you envision? Ooh, that's a great question. Gene, that's fresh in my brain because we're doing that in the fight. Currently, we're looking at every role in the business. And the first thing we're having to do, we have a lot of crossover in the contractor fight, so it's different than a contractor. But number one is clarity of role and outcome. So with painting, like our crew leader, they were responsible to bring the jobs in at, on time, the hours that we bid it, a great experience for the homeowner, getting a great review at the end of the job. We had grade cards people filled out. And, they were in charge of running the project, running the crew, managing the client. All those things combined were what we measured them on, and we actually kept score of those in our weekly crew leader meetings. And that's what moved us towards, a year after us implementing that accountability each week. We had pretty much zero callbacks, meaning we might have one callback a quarter, and we were doing hundreds of projects a year. For people that were, a sales role, that's going to be different. That could be, with salespeople, I'm more, of course, I want them to hit their goals, but I'm more concerned about their activity every day. How many outreaches are they doing? How many cold calls? How many past customers are they calling? Are they building an influencer list? Because I know that activity, I'm going to track the activity because I know the activity over time compounds and it's going to compound into sales. For like a normal person that worked on the crew, like one of our normal workers, not a crew leader, they were assigned scopes of work on the project. So this fell under the crew leader running the project and managing the crew. If he gives Billy 4 hours to do a task, we're going to know if Billy's doing that in the 4 hours or not. And so it really came down to the crew leader being in charge of that. And if the crew leader couldn't get that person up to speed, then the crew leader and me as the owner or whatever, are going to have a conversation and come up with a plan to get the guy better, help him grow and get better. And after a couple months of working with him and trying to coach him up, if he can't cut it, then we're most likely going to, either move his position in the company. Maybe he's not a good fit for that position, or we're going to cut him loose. And that all depends on his character. What's your process to tracking those customers not ready now? It's called your CRM. Okay, so you talk to me, I'm not ready now. You make notes in there and you schedule a follow-up. It pops up a week or two or a month or whatever later based on the conversation. And you go, oh, Tom Reber, said next spring he was going to be ready to do the project. So I'm going to pick the phone up. Hey, Tom, it's Tom. Just following up from last fall when we had a conversation about your project. You said that you were really looking to pull the trigger on this in the spring, and curious where we're at. And that becomes your follow-up list. All right, Michael re-asked the question. Here we go. I'm looking to market my business on Google with a web agency. I checked for pricing locally. Any as well, or and as well with CGN, I think is what you mean. Dude, come on, you got to type like commas, spelling. I don't know what as well means. You capitalize as well, it's all one word. So I don't know if that's the name of another company or whatever. I'm going to try to fumble through it. With pricing was 23 grand. And the local was 3.7 thousand, which fits my budget. Any thoughts? I would hire the company that has a proven track record of getting contractors wins. This is not an expense, Michael. This is an investment. You go out and buy a sprayer or a tool or a dingo or some sort of equipment that makes you money. Your website should make you money. And I personally am not interested in rolling around in the mud with a company that builds a website for that. If it's all you can do, then I would lower your expectations of the results. But personally, I'd find a way. I don't know if CGN does financing or anything, but I would do that because I have a history with them. Obviously, I'm biased because, I worked many years with those guys and I know that they know what they're doing. So, how to hardscape? How was my experience with unfinished business? Yeah, on HGTV, we had a season. It was good. It's good experience, good people. I was kind of a test case on a new format for shows they wanted to do, and their audience didn't like it, so we did not get a second season. We just had the first season. They didn't want to coach on the network. The audience was like, we're not into somebody coaching people. I don't go to HGTV to get coached. I go there to escape. And so that's over. But overall, it was a great experience. Learned a lot. And thanks for asking. Anthony, I'm getting leads on Thumbtack and word of mouth. Website is being built. I need leads now. I'm in the basement, waterproofing and structural repair. What can I do for 4 to 6 weeks for leads? Well, number one, when your website's built in 4 to 6 weeks, you're not going to get leads in 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be probably another 3 to 4 months. Just if your web company's telling you the truth. A lot of people, they make their website live and they think the phone's in the ring. Guys, it takes a while for Google to recognize it as an authority if it's built properly. And so right now it's your past customer list. It's your CRM. It's your database. It's going out and meeting people, shaking hands, going to neighborhoods that, have issues that you fix and knock doors and just go, hey, like for instance, if there's a neighborhood that has water issues in the basements when it's rainy, then, and you're in an area, I don't know where you're at, Anthony, but like if I were in an area where, hey, I know that this week to this week, every spring it rains like crazy, I'm going to go knock on those doors. And I'm going to be like, hey, listen, I just want to introduce myself. You may or may not need me, but we're about to get into the rainy season and our phone rings off the hook. So if you've had water issues in the past and you want to have a conversation about addressing those, I just wanted you to know who I was. And then I would go to influencers, who are people that are in homes, like home inspectors, buddy with 4 or 5 home inspectors that service your whole area, and they need to know who you are and have that relationship so they can hand your card out when they're inspecting a house and seeing that, I have hiccups, that there's issues. Paragon Tile. What are your thoughts on selling and focusing on high-end artistic tile installations at top dollar as a solopreneur versus doing more standard installations and building a team? That comes down to your goals, man. What do you want? How do you want to spend your time? Both are right. Just know going into it that if you're going to go after quote unquote high end, there's many, many less opportunities for that. There's less people that want to spend $40,000 on something, and there's more people that would rather spend $10,000. So I think it just depends on your financial situation, your goals, your vision for your company. What do how long can you work in the field? All those different things. I get it. A lot of you guys are artists and you don't want to let that go. I had this conversation with a carpenter the other day, and I told him what I would do. I'm a fan of going after the biggest amount of people I can and adding great value for that level, and still hit my 50%, 60% gross profit all day. It's harder to find those people. Now, if you get in with a super high-end custom home builder or something like that, who's selling $2-3 million homes, then, that could be a good feeder for you. So it's back to your influencers. Who else is standing in those types of homes, selling those types of projects that might want to know you? I think the other part of that is the content that you create. If you want to do high-end artistic shit, then your Instagram, your Facebook, all that stuff has to be flooded with high-end artistic type shit so that you become known for that. Row Construction, you can go to @RealTomReber on Instagram, @RealTomReber, and DM me there. Pope Devante. I'd like to move more into commercial and industrial work. How does the sales game, branding, marketing shift in this arena? It's the same. There's always, now if you're getting into commercial and industrial work that is, I don't know if you guys know what bid openings are, but like a lot of commercial projects, I used to sell rebar many years ago, and we'd estimate the price of doing rebar in a new school. And then all the rebar companies would come in and submit a bid, and we'd all sit around this freaking table, like all the subs for the project. And it was a bid opening, and they were opening it up and they went lowest bid. You didn't know what the other bids were. You just bid it. That's going to be tough to implement anything we teach from a sales perspective, because it takes relationship out of it. But, you still got to build your brand, have confidence in your numbers, get eyeballs, and learn how to sell. And very similar. Jose, just launched my website. Need to write blogs and have no idea what to write. go to Google, start typing in questions about your industry. So as a painting contractor, people are typing in how much does it cost to paint a room, how much to paint cabinets, how much to paint a kitchen, what's the best paint to use. Pick up Marcus Sheridan's book, They Ask You Answer, and it'll give you everything you know. I think you can get it on our website under Tom Recommends or Resources, somewhere in there, Jose. You can just go there and click it and grab the book. I don't get any commission or anything. We just, recommend the book. Black Lab, any chance you get Chris Voss on a podcast or one of these lives, riff on the power of questions? So a couple years ago, we almost got him at a live event we were doing in York, Pennsylvania. We had a sales training thing for a couple days, and he was going to be about 45 minutes away, and we just couldn't make the timing work because it was very, it was very last minute, and he had travel and all this stuff. But he's somebody that's on our list to do a workshop someday. Like we have a workshop coming up April 24th, 5th, and 6th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th, or whatever it is, down in Florida. That we're going to open up ticket sales for that this week. I think this weekend. And we have a guy named Mike McAllowitz coming in. He's going to do a whole day workshop on that. How to set the targets, right targets in your business, how to focus on them, and how to conquer those targets. It's kind of the gist of that workshop. And yeah, I could see us getting Chris Voss at one of those things down the road. Yeah, you guys that need help selling, go, Roz put a link in there, thecontractorfight.com/cheap. And that'll kind of get you into our sales world a little bit so that you can, start getting a head start on that. And then later this month, our Shinfu sales training video course is going to come out, which is kick-ass. We just reviewed it, just watched it. Some of our coaches did all the filming, and they knocked it out of the park. If I hire a VA, would you recommend them joining Battleground for sales training? Yeah, if they work for you and they're going to be answering your phones, whoever's answering your phones, it's a great idea to have them coached up on some of the basics of pre-qualification. There's nothing better, guys, when you see a lead or an appointment hit your calendar to have a phone call with somebody that somebody in your office sets up, your VA or whatever, knowing that they've already covered a couple things, and it's like them putting the golf ball on the tee for you, right? It's like they're totally teeing up a successful call that'll help you weed out a bunch of unnecessary conversations, and it'll buy you back half your time in the sales and estimating process. Williams here. Carla Garcia, Zach. JobTread versus Builder Trend versus ProJewel for a GC project management, currently 500 to million gross. I personally, I'd go JobTread because I know what they're doing there. We have a great relationship with them. And they continue to make improvements. They're not too big for their britches. I know they're less expensive than a lot of the ones that are out there, and what they're doing inside the platform is very aligned with us and the fight. I know with Carolyn Cromines, who's a construction attorney, you have access to contracts and stuff right there within their portal, so that you can make sure that your paperwork's in order. So just, I think they're a great fit. Caleb, what's up? Oh, you made my day. I got to take a picture of this one. I'm going to post this later. I'll black your name out, man, just to keep it confidential. But Caleb says, you helped us increase our business by more than 600% in 2 years, 400% in 1 year. You made my day, man. I love hearing that shit. Thank you. William, marketing on social media or Google, what's the best way to go with little to no money at first? First thing, raise your prices, get at least a 50% gross profit on all your projects so that you have money to reinvest into your marketing. Now to answer your question, build your website out, with content like we've been talking here. Social media is pretty much free. It's just, you got to learn to be interesting and establish yourself as the expert, be consistent. And so you got to be hitting both of those, man. It's not an either or, it's a both. Guys, social media is the new business card. I'm telling you, it is the new business card. It's not going away. Any company, any person that I'm talking to that wants to sell me shit, no matter what it is, I'm checking them out on social media. A lot of you guys, well, not you guys, but a lot of guys in our in the free group I was telling you about, the contractorfight.com/Facebook group, 13,000 contractors. Guys will post, I don't have any work. My phone hasn't rang in 2 weeks. I haven't closed a deal since Thanksgiving. Shit like that. And then when I go to I will do this. If I have time, I'll go, okay, I'll click their name and I'll go to their personal profile. There's nothing about their business there. Okay. And then if I go to their business page, like there's no consistency there, which tells me they're not serious about growing their business. They're approaching this as a fucking hobby. Okay. If you don't have on your Facebook page what you do, your personal Facebook page, I don't care what size your fucking business is, up to being like Apple or IBM. I don't even know if they're fucking in business anymore. You get the point. Okay. Like, none of you guys are big businesses. 100 million a year is not even a big business. All right. So I'm telling you guys, your personal profile is where the main posting needs to go. Facebook ain't going to show anybody shit from your personal page unless you're paying them. But you got tons of people, hundreds of people probably in your local area that are more likely to see your personal feed, especially when you're tagging a customer and you're going, we're super grateful to work with Mary Williams on this. And you tag her, she had a dream of doing this in her yard. Here's the before, here's the after. What's your favorite part of Mary's new kitchen? Okay. What do you think Mary's going to do? That's going to show up on Mary's wall. Mary's friends are going to see it. Okay. And then they're going to go, who did this? They're going to click on it and go back to your personal page. All right. And see what you do. Okay. Tyler, do you think seeking out sponsors with local reputable businesses like hardware stores is a good idea? No clue. Test it. What's in it for them? Okay. Now, if they're a vendor of yours and you're buying the majority of your shit from them, like we had a deal, I won't say it just for privacy's sake here, but we had a deal with one of the big paint manufacturers where they gave us $25,000 a year for marketing because we were in hundreds of homes a year, and we'd leave their folders and their fan decks and we would guide everybody to using their products. Okay. And so they gave us marketing money to do that in return for us being in hundreds of homes a year talking about them. Okay. So test it. Carlos. Finished carpentry, thinking of switching trades to become an electrician or HVAC contractor. I want to be able to reach more people, not only people with disposable income. Yeah. So Carlos, listen, if the drug cartel came into my house tonight and they said, you need to shut down everything you're doing now that brings you income and you need to start a contracting business tomorrow morning. Okay. I would do plumbing or HVAC. Okay. And possibly electrician or electrical. I don't know shit about any of them, but I don't need to. I'm going to build the business. And the reason I would pick one of those three is because you have to do it. People need heat. They need air. They need water. They need electricity. So, I think you're on the right track. Michael, back to your website company. Do I need the best? Why would you not hire the best? Okay. And don't say money. Okay. We always find the money for shit that's important to us. You guys want to go out for fish fry on a fucking Friday night. You shit the money, right? You want the big dually truck with the big mirrors that electronically go out and they're all fancy. You guys shit the money for it. You want a new tool? Not just you, Michael. You want a new tool? You shit the money for it. Your website is a fucking tool that is going to make you millions of dollars. Why would you not hire the best? I would not waste one fucking second. Now, if you're going to decide to go and work with this inferior company, okay, the cheap one, okay, you get what you pay for, by the way, then at the very least, I would want to talk to on the phone cell numbers of 4 to 5 contractors, preferably that do what you do, and have a conversation. Hey, is this money good, well spent? How many leads are you getting a month? Okay. Have you ever been dinged by Google by unethical practices? Whatever. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to interview them, because you're really rolling the dice when you go that cheap. Okay. Because I'll tell you what they're doing. Okay. I'll tell you right now, Michael, if somebody's charging you $3,700 for a website, they are subbing it out to some dude in fucking Vietnam or India or the Philippines. Okay. That's what they're doing. So you got to just go, who do I want doing my shit? Spencer. Hired a marketing company to rebuild my website and build up a bigger online presence for me in remodeling. My SEO is in the tank at the moment, being that they essentially started over from scratch, I guess. Is there something I could be doing to acquire leads while they rebuild my SEO? Yeah, everything I talk about in Marketing Bootcamp, I talk about here. You pick your phone up, you meet people, you hand out cards. 8 hours a day, you are meeting people, Spencer. You're meeting influencers. You're calling past customers. All right. Most people are a rain barrel. Here's the barrel, right? What's a rain barrel do? It opens its mouth to the heavens and hopes that it rains into the bucket. A rainmaker salesperson goes and makes shit happen. They don't rely on Google. Google is a rain barrel type thing. That's good. You should have rain barrels around your house, but you need to go make it rain. Okay. So, there's a ton of things you can do. You just got to get off your ass. All right. If you don't have any work right now and you are not out meeting new people, creating content, writing blogs, social media posts, joining networking groups, 12 hours a day, you don't want to be a business owner. I'm just the way it is. You are not serious about building your business. I'm not picking on you, Spencer. I don't know your context. Okay. So don't take that the wrong way. But those that are telling me, because 9 out of 10 times when I ask people what they're doing, when they ask a question like this, it's usually sounds like there's 3 things, nothing, nothing, and nothing. Okay. And they're hoping. Hope is not a strategy. Mike Mack is back. About niching down is the concept behind this, so you can focus marketing and content towards that instead of half measures toward. Yeah, you want a whole ass one thing, or you want a half ass or eighth ass a bunch of things. So for instance, when I painted, we did interiors, we did exteriors, we did decks and fences and drywall repair, okay, and shit like that. Okay, we did all the things that surround it. But the number one thing that like if I had 10 grand to spend on marketing in a month, 8,000 to 9,000 would go to interior painting, because that was our sweet spot. That was really our niche. All those other leads just kind of came in, and I charged wherever the hell I want, and we cherry picked them. But we really wanted to be known for the interior work for many reasons. We were more profitable. Our team was geared up for it. Just the quality of people they were. We didn't have to compete with weather and fuck our schedule up and all those different things. So now if somebody's like a GC, and they're like, well, I do kitchens and baths and siding and basements, pick one and spend most of your time marketing that and creating content around that. The other stuff is still going to come. Whoo, we got a bunch of questiones today. Galal Salem, how can I build a contracting company, a strong team, and invest my relationship? Meet people, add value to them. Meet people, add value to them. Okay. Terry, what's up, buddy? Up in Canada. Good to see you here. Coming to Central Illinois anytime soon. No plans. Guys, don't forget, go to thecontractorfight.com/cheap. To start getting some of our sales tips and stuff like that to help you guys. Do I have a conference coming in West Seattle? No, not on the agenda yet. We are Florida and Denver this year so far. Oh, yeah. And Roz, see, I'm way behind because I'm answering stuff and I know there's a lot of comments. Yeah. Eric from JobTread is joining me next Monday night right here. So bring your questions for him. Jose, I've been trying to get licensed on my trade, but my accountant said that my sales permit is my contractor's license. Is that correct? I don't know. Every state could be different. You could go to Google and type in painting, licensing, whatever the trade is, state requirements, and you'll get the answer. If nothing else, you'll find the office number and you call them and you go, hey, what's the deal? Jonathan, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Javier, thank you. Envision Plumbing. Michael's back to this website thing, guys. Michael says, I want to buy a duplex in a year so bad it's between the two. Don't ever invest in something that's not your income producing thing. Your business is your income producing vehicle. Okay. Your business profits will fund you being able to buy a duplex and turn that into an investment properly. Your business will fund more profits each and every year or each quarter for you to buy multiple profits. Where's the money going to come from to buy the duplex unless you have a bag of money in the closet? Okay. How do you deal with vindictive ex-employee who happens to be the business founder? Ooh, that's a good one. It depends on the context. If I had an ex-partner, which I don't, I have great ex-partners, but if I had an ex-partner that was vindictive, posting shit, saying things, I would talk to my attorney and send over, a nice but firm letter saying, hey, you need to stop this shit or there's going to be problems. Anything that they publicly post, make sure you reply to it. Hey, Michael, or whatever his name is, Michael, Dave, whatever. I appreciate the time we spent, here in the business together. I know you were the founder, but you don't own the business anymore. And, there's three sides to every story. I wish you the best of luck. Okay. I don't know enough context to give you anything. Caleb Wilson. I'm about to letter up all my vehicles. The issue is my gut says not to because my vans have 130 miles on them, 130,000 plus miles on them. Some are on 150 and 160. I don't want to letter up something that I have to replace. You're going to replace it eventually, but if you're not going to replace a vehicle in the next 12 months, I'd wrap the thing. I wouldn't just put stupid stencils on it or a magnet. I'd wrap the thing as long as it's not a rust bucket. And, it just sends a message, guys, and then when you got the money, you swap one out, wrap the new vehicle, and you do a vehicle every 6, 9, 12 months. How do you go about selling jobs to other GCs? You have a sales conversation with them, says David Hill. You have a sales conversation. It's called prospecting. It's called knocking doors, having conversations. And, learning how to communicate and seeing if we're a good fit. End of April is Florida, Jeff. Chase, what's the first step to getting off the field? Just force it and hire someone. You could, but honestly, I would, I had a conversation with a guy earlier today, who, I actually told him to go back into the field because his gross profit isn't high enough. Okay. He's got a 33% gross profit. He's bringing in over $100,000 a month and he's fucking broke. And he's broke because things aren't in order in the field. And I'm like, dude, you need to go out in the field, work with your crew side by side, mentor them, coach them, train them, and you need to do your sales at a 50% gross profit. If you're too chicken shit to go to 50, go to 40 right now, then go to 45, then go to 50. So sometimes you got to take a step back. So if you're not already, if Chase, if your phone is not ringing off the hook, you're not scheduled out consistently year round, depending on what you do, 3 to 6 weeks, and you're not strong in what you're doing right now, I'm not in a hurry to get out of the field. Very rare does somebody get out of the field and not fuck everything up if those things aren't strong. Stucco superstars. I love the way you describe in your YouTube about being the landowner, not the renter, when it comes to informing your clients about your niche, being seen as the authority. How would you get started today? Create content. Build your brand. Okay? Like, don't, guys, I don't know which video, but I've used this analogy a few times. Like, you're a renter when you depend on Google Ads and a billboard and direct mail and shit like that. Those things are good. If they fit into your strategy, they can be good tactics, but they should never be the be all end all. Okay. Your website and the content that you create is the hub of everything. That's being the landowner, being in control of everything. When somebody types into Google, how much does it cost to do stucco? Most likely stucco superstars, they're seeing Angie's List articles, Home Advisor articles, bobvila.com, HomeWise, and every other fucking third-party lead generating site under the sun, and they're not finding you answering that question. So that's an example. How many people should you have to run $1 million company? Depends what you do. In painting, for every field employee, I would expect, $125,000 to $150,000 of revenue. Okay. I've coached pond guys, that do 1.5 million with 4 people because they have a higher percentage of materials, or landscape companies and things like that. So it really just depends. When I see a guy doing 500 grand and he's got 8 employees, that's a red flag to me that they're inefficient. They're not charging enough. They don't know their numbers and they're losing money. What are some of the indicators for a pay raise for a helper? Asks Aaron Tate. Thanks for being here, man. It starts with the job description. When you hired them, you should have we call a mastery ladder, that you come in as a helper or apprentice. And then when you master these skills and you have this knowledge, these skills, blah, 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 then you qualify to move up to the next level and so on. So every level should have a clear target of what they're shooting for. And when they can do those skills, and the higher up you go, it's more soft skills like communication and running a job and managing and stuff like that. That's what determines, those are the indicators that there's a pay raise. So I would sit down and create your mastery ladder. What do you expect from a helper? What do you expect for the next level up in your company? Terry, thanks for the love. I'm going to take another picture. See, I like nice things, guys. Makes my day. Best way to build a team, be a good leader. Give them a reason to want to come work for you. Have your shit together. Be the example in discipline and clarity and focus and vision. Make money. Okay. That'll allow you to pay the best and recruit the best. When it comes down to the way you show up, Aaron, whatever you have right now in your company, guys, for your team, that's who you are. Think about that for a minute. If you got a bunch of unreliable people, inconsistent with the quality of work, they're late, they're not late, they're complaining, this, that, then chances are that's who you are on many levels. I'm not saying in every level, but number one, you're attracting that. We always attract who we are. Okay. Even with, a spouse. Okay. Ro, most of my clients are repeat customers or word of mouth. How do you deal with telling repeats numbers are going up? Hey, Mr. Repeat, our prices are going up this year. There you go. That's it. Don't overthink it. Aaron Tate, Roz gave you a link to the mastery ladder, I think, in there. Tyler, winners are attracted to winners, right? Can you run a business if prior legal case puts you on disability? I don't know. It depends what the legal case says, right? I mean, it all depends what the settlement was. You should be able to run a business if you're able to do it and run a business and make those decisions and stuff. I don't see why not. All right. Last call for questions. I got through the list. It's up above, Sean. Scroll up. 1, 2, 3, 4 comments above your comment. You'll see the Mastery Ladder link. Last call for questions. You're welcome, Israel. Jose, should I sell my mowing company? Fuck yes. Guys, any of you that listen, I know there's companies that crush it with cutting grass and services like that, but they're big companies that have scaled. They have crazy amount of volume. Okay. That's not most of you guys. I'm not just picking on Jose here. And 100% of the guys I've coached over the last 10 or 12 years that did mowing, when we dug into the numbers, 100% of them have stopped doing mowing and got into outdoor living, water features, things like that. So example, many years ago, it was probably the first grass cutting guy I ever coached when I lived in Illinois. Really good dude. He had 100 customers on a mowing route per week. 100 customers. If you see my screen, I'm holding up my calculator. His average cut at the time, which number one was a problem, was $40. So he was bringing in $4,000 a week on these accounts. The problem was he had about a 20% gross profit, meaning he was keeping $800 out of the $4,000 because of fuel, equipment breakdowns, man hours, running around, inefficiencies with the routes and all these different things. And so we did some math, and there was at the time, I don't know if they still do, but Aquascape had a very small water feature, like these spillway bowls. You know, they're the bowl with a fountain that goes into another bowl, into a tiny little thing of rocks, and it just recycled. At the time, all the pond guys were charging about $5,000 to put one of those in. And the gross profit on that, with him, like one guy and maybe a helper, you could do it alone, but one guy and a helper, the gross profit was around $3,000. Let's think about that for a minute. 1 day of work, 60% gross profit. He could have literally worked 1 day a week, ditched the 100 customers, okay, for mowing, and sold one of those a week, and he would have made more money. Okay. So, the math never lies. Dan, what's up? My goals this month, a few of them. Number one is to get our sales video course released. Number two is to sell out our event in April. Number three, these are team goals, but some of these include me. Number three is for me to get to a certain point, number of words for my book, Sell Unafraid. Number four is to come up with the theme and start ironing out just the framework of Mile High Profit Summit. And then number five business goal is a thing that we're doing in Battleground to make it better that will be coming out here soon. And then personal goal, I'm on phase 3 of 75 Hard, the Live Hard program. And so I am on day 14 right here. So I check those boxes every day. And basically, I've done pretty much everything on the list. I just got to check the boxes. 2 workouts, progress picture, 10 pages of reading, drink a gallon of water, follow a diet, no cheap meals or alcohol, 5-minute cold shower, 8 power list tasks, critical tasks, conversation with a stranger, and a random act of kindness. And so I will finish that on the 22nd of February will be the last day. So that's my one personal goal. David Hill, I get hung up on quality and craftsmanship. How do I get past it? My business is suffering. You're going to have to draw a line at some point and determine who you want to be as a business. Craftsmanship is important, guys. Don't think for a minute I don't think it's important. But most of your clients don't know what you know. And so generally you're your own biggest critic, and that's where you lose your ass. So you get past it, honestly, by knowing your numbers and realizing that if you keep going this way, you're never going to get over the next financial hump in your life. And you'll never, be able to get out of the field if you desire to do that, because your body's going to break down. So you have to build something. All right, David, you have to build something that can run without you. Okay. Meaning without you in the field all the time. What if you blow your back out? You're not making money. Okay. You have a death in the family and you're gone for a week. You're not making money. Okay. So, no, I will not be in Geneva Friday. Derek will be there. Charles, how would you grow the company brand if your business partners don't want to? I would get new partners and do my own thing. If you're not aligned as partners, you are wasting your time. If you are not 100% aligned on the vision and where you want to go and what it's going to take, you are wasting time and money, and you're burning valuable days. Kevin, what's up? When am I heading to Philly? No plans right now. I'd love to get out there. We were talking about an East Coast event at some point. I just don't know when. Where to start with SEO, social media, blogging, networking, where to start, especially when need to. Very slow these past few months. Yeah, start with the shit that you have control over. You have no control really. Like SEO is a long play. Okay. Blogging, you should do it. Like I would, write and upload a blog a week to your website every week of the year for the rest of your business, right? But I would start with that networking, shaking hands, meeting people, kissing babies, handing out your business cards. I mean, guys, I'm driving yesterday to an office store. I look over and there's such and such building on the side, or construction on the side of this guy's truck, and he happens to be sitting in the truck. So I park my truck, I walk across the parking lot, I got a card in my book, and I walk up, and I go, hey, man, I just saw you sitting here. And he was on the phone. He goes, hold on a minute. And he goes, yeah, what's up? And I go, hey, I'm Tom with the Contractor Fight. We help contractors make a shit ton more money, have a better life, blah, 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 all that good stuff. I just thought you might want to know me, man. Here's my book. If you ever want to have a conversation, hit me up. He's like, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a good day. And I walked away. You're not doing that 50 times, 50, not 15, 50 times a day, 400 times a week. And if you want to be not a loser, you do it 6 or 7 days a week, because the only thing that fucking matters, guys, is building your brand, getting eyeballs, and creating opportunities for yourself. A lot of you guys are waiting. Okay. So, all right. David, what's average net profit percent on a 50% gross? It depends on your overhead. There is no average. Okay. Depends on your overhead. Let's see. I'm just looking for a quick one here. You guys, I did a last call because I got to get rolling. No, Shin-Fu sales training is not outside of Battleground presently, Christopher Lewis. But I will tell you this, we have a video training coming out later this month on Shin-Fu that will be, but here's the thing, man. It's a great place to start, but just the videos alone, they'll help you a little, but they will not move the needle as much as you being in Battleground. Guys, Battleground's $19 a day. Guys, you fuck around every day and waste more money than that. I'm not yelling at Christopher here. I'm just saying in general, you guys, you in your inefficiencies, the gas money to drive to the wrong clients, all the hours you spend typing up bids for people that are never going to be your customer, not knowing how to run your team, price your work, get eyeballs, wasting stupid money on marketing agreements that are never going to benefit your business, but you'll sign up for $3,500 a month for a marketing company that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, but $19 a day to learn your numbers, have confidence, have an amazing community behind you. That's where the needle really moves. So I think the videos will be a great place to start. Okay. Totally. That's why we're making them, because we understand there's a lot of people out there that just need that first step. But I'm telling you, the needle does not move until you get in and you role play every day of the week, like we do in the group there. We do probably 5,000 role plays a month in there. Okay. With our hundreds of members all role playing every day. We have a live role play call where there's 4 or 5, 10 role plays that happen on those calls. You add them all up, it's thousands of role plays a month. That's where you get better. And the support of the group, because when you guys are being a wuss about raising your prices, you post it in the group and they rally around you and go, dude, you got this. You can do this. Okay. It's a safe place. There's no egos. Nobody's beating their chest, talking about how fucking great they are, blah, blah, blah. Seth, I knew somebody was going to ask this question. What if the 50% profit doesn't work in the area your jobs are in because it will affect your sales? It does not matter what area of the country you are or what trade you're in. You can get 50%. Now, for me to, there's cost of living, Seth. If I live in bumblefuck Nebraska with a population of 800 people, okay, and I'm a painter, okay, what people make in that town and the cost of living in homes is different than here in Colorado Springs. So whatever it's going to cost me to have top pay in my area for my employees is going to be different than what I pay for top people in Colorado Springs, because the cost of living is different. Hopefully that makes sense. So the 50% has nothing to do with it. Okay. It's the cost. So 50, like I might paint a house for 10 grand and it's a 50% gross profit. You might paint a house for 7 grand and it's a 50% gross profit. Okay. It's still 50% gross profit. Craig, how can I take advantage of what you teach when I'm broke? Just implement the things I teach. Start doing that. Okay. BBB, is it worth the fee? I don't think so. I don't know anybody that fucking goes to the BBB unless your customers are a bunch of elderly people. All right. All right, guys. I got to get rolling. I'm over the time here. Appreciate you being here. Go to thecontractorfight.com/cheap. Grab that. It's basically how to identify tire kickers and cheap customers before you waste your time with them. And we give you some good word tracks and some things like that to help you get some quick wins. And then keep doing that, Craig. If you are, keep doing it. Keep stacking the wins, buddy. You got it. Okay. Super appreciate you guys spending some time with us here today. If you're not in the Facebook group, get in the Facebook group, contractorfight.com/Facebook, and grab the opt-in that Roz just put in the chat at /cheap. And I will talk to you guys next week. I'll be back with Eric from JobTread. Thanks, guys.